Okay, hello, everybody. It's Sharyn and Sarah here from Content Sparks. And today we have another very special white label course release for you. And this one is called Energizing Icebreakers and Wrap Ups. So this is for people who are running live sessions, group sessions, though we also talk a little bit about how you can use it in recorded sessions, which isn't normally something you would think about doing. So first, like, what's an icebreaker? An icebreaker is something that gets the group excited about what's going to happen, gets people to bond a little bit of energizing, get to know each other. So it breaks the ice, especially with a group that doesn't know each other at all. And then a wrap up. Oh,
I've
sorry.
got a question. When we do our lives and we ask people to type in where they're from, where they are, is that an energizer? Is that an icebreaker? Or is that something totally different?
No, that is an icebreaker. It's just a very, let's call it icebreaker light.
Because I was worried we didn't do them for a minute, but we obviously do icebreaker lights because that's
Yes.
part of Content Sparks brand.
Yes, we do icebreaker lights. So at least with the shorter sessions, but if you're doing something longer, it makes sense to do something a little bit more than that. And we have examples in the course and ways to design it. So I'm not going to just, tell you what's in it.
And while Sharon's talking, please type in and let us know where you are.
Where are you coming from? Right. And so wrap ups are the opposite. They're at the end of a session, and that's where you bring everything back together. So you bring the group back together. It could be partly summarizing, but it's also motivating people so that when they leave the session, they're excited to take action. So it's bringing it full circle from where you started your introduction stuff to where they are at the end, and then what comes next. So I'm not talking about just, say, promoting your next course. This is also maybe what they need to do next, or making sure they understand, like a skill check as well can be a wrap up. So then they have the confidence to move forward. So there are a lot of different things. And again, in the course, we talk about different categories and different types and different examples and how to design them yourself. So it's a very, straightforward course. There's the icebreakers, designing them. There's the wrap ups, designing them, using them. Okay.
Yeah,
Anything
I think
to add
I've
to
got
that?
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the URL, contentsparks.com/icebreak. And this is what the sales page looks like when you head over there. So it's one of our beacon level courses. Beacon means it's sort of a middle-sized one, and this one has slides in it as well. So it's got the course book. There's, you can read some of this stuff on the sales page about the importance and stuff, and the module overviews, how to run it. There's like 5 modules and lessons inside each one. So it's broken up nicely into bite-sized pieces. There's a few screenshots and all the overview of what's in the course. So and some extra FAQs about icebreakers as well. So you can just go through that at your leisure, if you even need to do that after this little video. And I'm going to actually open the materials unless there's something else you want to talk about first,
No,
Sarah.
I want to dive straight in. Have you got the action guide ready?
I'm going to open it up. You want the action guide first?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know I've mixed it up with the cheat sheet in the past and the slides, but today I'm all about the action.
Everyone's different. I go straight into the course book itself often. But no, I like the action guide too, because the action guide is all about what they're going to do. So what your students are going to do in the course. So you can see it's always going to map to the course book also with all the different modules. And they always start out with a little bit of an icebreaker expectation. So before we start, take a minute to think about what you want to get out of it. This can be a live side of icebreaker or something they write down. This is a more generic one. So when you do your own courses, our Content Sparks customers create their own icebreakers because everybody has a different audience. Some like something more casual and fun. Some, like funny names, or what's something we don't know about you, that kind of thing. They can be more personal or more fun. Other people like something more formal, or just a simple, tell us where you're from, and have you ever had experience with icebreakers, or how comfortable are you with icebreakers on a scale from 1 to 5, that kind of thing. Much more straightforward. So this can be a kind of icebreaker, but then add in your own too, something that suits. And you'll learn how to do it in the course if you haven't done it before. Then you can teach it and use it right away. So then they will go into stepping out of the comfort zone, because a lot of people are not comfortable doing icebreakers or wrap ups, and you test a little and evaluate yourself. And then the first section, running energizing icebreakers. It'll go through the power of it, what kind of struggles you've had, looking at it in action. So how to actually break it up, what should be in it. And then, so you need what ice needs to be broken. So what's the challenge with your group? Is it because they completely don't know each other? Something like that. What's the objectives? How much time you have? Is it a 2-minute thing? Is it a 10-minute activity? So if it's a longer session, like an all-day workshop, you're going to want to probably do a longer icebreaker. That'll be the same with the wrap-ups. And then there are tips for running them. So you're going to actually design your own icebreakers there, or your students will, based on those criteria. And then you do the same with the wrap-ups. So there's the importance of closing the circle. There's what kind of experience, how could your events be improved? Let's see, wrap-ups in action. So you do the same sort of thing, where they're going to choose from different categories. So in the module itself, and the details remember, this is just the action guide where they're applying what they learn. So there's different categories in the module, and then they design their own here. And then they're going to do the same thing with some tips and stuff for wrapping up. But then there is another module with popular icebreakers and popular wrap-ups, and they can choose them and actually fill out what they're going to do, how they're going to use it, that kind of thing. And then, of course, a conclusion and a wrap-up at the end. And this is something we do in every course. I know you were going to ask me that, Sarah, because we discussed it beforehand. But we do have that, but they're a little bit different in each. But the one thing that's always consistent is we have the action planning at the end. Yeah. But there's some things that are a little bit different. And that's the action guide.
We always get somebody who say, can this be done for introverts, extroverts, other types of verts, non-verts, whatever the thing is, can it be done? And the great thing about this, as Sharon's gone through it, is you can see how to customize it and how the icebreaker is formed. So if you're worried that it won't work for your audience, you don't have to worry, because it shows them step by step what the ice is, how it's broken, what you do, and so on. So as your member goes through it and thinks, oh, I can't do this because I'm an introvert and we hide in the corner and don't talk to people, which is an exaggeration because they don't do that at all, although it may feel like that. They can go through and create them based on their experiences. So every person that does this program will get a different outcome. All of your students, they won't come up with the same icebreakers. They won't come up with the same wrap-ups, because they're coming up with them for their own unique situation that matches their personality. And that's what's really powerful about this. It is really flexible. So if you've got an audience that says, oh, I can't do that because I like sunshine yellow, then the answer is absolutely you can, because this is created so that you make what's unique to you and your business and your personalities. I think sunshine yellow is the wrong example. I should have gone for doom and gloom grey, shouldn't I?
Okay, yeah, that could be motivating to some people.
But I think if you're worried about, oh, my audience is this, and insert whatever label they label themselves as, they can actually do this program and create content icebreakers and wrap ups that fit their situation.
Yeah,
It
you don't have
even
to use the ones that are suggested in the course.
mm,
There's always other ones, but the fact that it has a structure to it in designing them is going to be important. That's what's going to help them. Having that structure, having the where is it? Here, there's a suitability sheet. That's the other thing that's in here in the
mm,
action guide folder. So using something like this when they design it, having an overview of the event, because anyone that's doing any kind of live session is going to need the icebreakers and wrap ups. And then, like I said, there's also some tips for if you're doing it as a asynchronous, like a recorded online event. You could also do icebreakers and wrap ups. You just have to be a little bit more creative about having people say do it in like a community or group or something like that online. So they could do that as well in back and forth conversations and stuff. It's just not quite the same, but definitely applies to that kind of thing.
mm.
Especially if you're an introvert, you could try something like that first if you are doing recorded sessions. So have that in between stuff and then try it live as well and get comfortable with that live. But the structure here is going to help a lot. So there's this suitability worksheet that's going to help you there.
I think
Okay.
that's another great name for a course title there, Icebreakers for Introverts.
Yeah, if that's
I've got that one. Nobody can have that one. That's mine. I've trademarked it.
And the wrap ups is always going to be important if you want people to get moving and really understand what they've done, do that skill check. So how about if I open up something else in here? Can I open up, say, the course book?
No.
No? Okay.
Open
Slideshow?
up the roadmap.
Oh, the roadmap.
Yeah,
The main overview?
Yeah, give us the big picture.
The
Because
big
we just
picture.
skimmed through it in the action guide.
So this is the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do step out of your comfort zone, run the icebreakers, close with wrap ups, and then activities you can use. And then there's the conclusion. So that's about as big picture as you're going to get. And you can easily break this up. So I would actually break it up into more than one. It could even be mini courses. So you could do it that way. It's already divided up with little lessons in each. So you could divide this as mini courses and have people start out with just doing the comfort zone. And then you can do the icebreakers and there are little lessons in there. So make sure you break that down and teach it based on each lesson. Don't try and run the whole thing at once. I think that's a perfect way to get people engaged, and you can do a little icebreaker at the beginning of each section so that you're always modeling what you're teaching.
Yeah, that's good. And if you're stuck, you've got ones in the action guide and in the course book, there are examples. So you can take those out and adapt them to put them in at the front of your lessons.
Yeah, I'll do a quick open of that. So you can see that in the course book, we have these graphics, which, by the way, you can easily edit the colors just by changing the color scheme in your design in Word and Office. And we have tutorials and that kind of thing, but it's very straightforward. So you can see there's things like the power of an icebreaker, bonding engagement, getting creative thinking going, improving evaluations. Let's see, there's icebreakers in action. So here I was talking about there's categories. So they'll pick from the categories and design their own. So you've questions, show and tell, remembering names, preparation exercises, pairs exercises, physical activities. And then it breaks into each one different ideas so that when they are done, they'll be able to design their own icebreaker. And then there are tips. So again, if you have introverts, there's various tips to help them with running their icebreaker. And of course, they can practice it. And then the same thing with the wrap ups, different types of wrap ups based on different objectives you might have. So you might be promoting something, it might be reinforcing the learning, or getting feedback can even be a wrap up. Action planning, like we have in every single course, is a wrap up. And it can also be preparing for the next session or what you're going to do next. So those are the main categories we cover there. You see it in action. So there's that structure again. And You can divide it as celebration, skills check, group wrap ups. And then, of course, there's tips for running it. So you can see there's a nice balance of structure in this course that really gets them using it and gives them the tools they need to design their own. And then we talked about popular ones. So there are popular ones in here. There's left luggage, my vacation, something we wouldn't know about you, fruit. I've never seen this one before. Choose a fruit or a vegetable and mime it to the group.
Yeah, that could be fun on Zoom.
Yeah.
Just make sure that's not being recorded. Come back and haunt you.
There's popular wrap ups. So we've got gains and losses, comments in a box. So this is interesting. You can write a positive comment about each member of the group. And that can kind of end it. The objective is to end on a positive note, and you can adapt it for private online groups. So there's that kind of thing. Traffic lights, lights, camera, action, make a 3-minute video of the main points you've learned. That would be very good for a self-study type asynchronous learning thing where you could actually post it too. And this is described as a live thing where you're pairing up, but I could see that working also. I've seen that done. I've seen that done as an icebreaker too. When I did something on live video marketing, everybody did their own live but recorded video. So it wasn't going out live. You can do it where only you see it. But they each did that and posted it to the group. And it was just a quick intro about who you are and like literally 2 minutes at most, who you are and what your business is. So that's an icebreaker that's asynchronous. All right. And then there's conclusion. So that's that is the main course. As I said, there's slides. Got to have the slides.
Yep, gotta have the slides.
And it's over on the other screen of mine. I have my other monitor. So let me show you that.
Slides. Hello.
Slides. So this is where there's a whole introduction and there's the learning objectives, but then there's the expectations here. This could be an icebreaker where you make it something where they're not writing it down, but they're saying it out loud, what their biggest challenge is with icebreakers, what their biggest expectation is of the group. So that's a pretty standard one you could use. So everyone is on the same page or knows where everyone else is coming from in the course. But then it's good to add something else, especially if you're doing longer sessions. So that's that. I don't think I need to show you this. This is the usual stuff that we have. Change the colors, get rid of slides, add slides, talk about yourself, break it up into different little mini videos after you've branded it. If you're new to Content Sparks, this may seem a little different, but we have lots of tutorials and stuff to help you out, including a free challenge that walks you through this kind of thing. So what else do you want to see, Sarah? What else shall I open up?
I think it's time to see the expansion pack, Sharyn.
All right.
Yeah.
So there is Legion. Let's go.
Really, really good. And I was very excited when I saw this.
Which one?
Another fabulous planner.
Oh, no, I'm going to open up the worksheet first. Sorry.
But you get to see the worksheet first.
So this is about dealing with disruptive students because we talked about introverts. And this is something that a lot of people are afraid of when they're doing any group session at all, but the icebreakers as well. So there's a whole thing on facilitation tips for dealing with disruptive group members. We've got golden rules. There's some categories, worksheets in here. It's 9 pages, so it's a really nice size, not really a worksheet, but more of a, what would you call something like this?
I would call this a really excellent bonus, and I'd stick at least $49 on that.
No, this is because it's a challenge that so many people have to deal with. It has a ton of value so you can use it as a very meaty bonus that's worth, X amount, like the $49, because it's not about the size, it's about the result and the value to people. And it has everything you need. So it has the golden rules with some stuff there about disruption. Then it has analyzing the situation, the ABC analysis, which is Antecedents, Behavior, and Consequences.
Ooh.
And you'll have to get the course and expansion pack to know what we're talking about there. So
Yeah.
that is your nice bonus. Let's go back up to the planner because I know you want to see the planner. Comes in A4 size for those European and outside of the US, I think, for the most part. And let's open it up. It's in PowerPoint, so it's really, really easy to edit. There's instructions on the first page. There's instructions, a PDF inside the folder too on how to use it. And then you can change the colors, you can change the picture, you can change the fonts. And it goes through, basically, it's a companion to the course, but it's something you can sell or print as something that's standalone and use it to also promote the course itself. So you've got some of the introduction.
And it's always good to have something for those that want the course but can't quite stretch to the 49 or 99 or 197 you're charging. So to have something like this, and are we still recommending it's sold for $15, Sharyn? I can't remember.
Up to
It's
you.
been so long.
Doesn't everyone put a 7 in everything?
Oh.
17?
Yeah, it's in the terms that we've got a recommended price for this.
Oh, okay. I'll open that up. How's
Yeah.
that? So this goes through, so it's long enough that they can design lots of different icebreakers and wrap ups. It is a planner.
Yeah.
In that sense. So there's lots of room, and then they can evaluate. There's a section evaluating. And then at the very end, I'm still going, lots of space for notes. And there's kind of a mock-up that you can use that's created in Canva. So it's a template. And all you have to do is create that in Canva, make it a PNG or PDF, or JPEG. Yeah. And stick it in here with your designs and then put your call to action for your course, a link to the course. If you're just selling it alone, fine, you wouldn't have this page. But it's always good to link to something, maybe visit my website. You can learn more about me, that kind of thing can go in there too. And there's a cover. So if you're doing it on KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, don't do it on Kindle. You can't do that. Not with stuff that's available elsewhere like that. But as a printed planner, you can do that on KDP. And then you have this special cover size that you need. And there's my picture and info in there just as a placeholder, and you would put your own in there as well. So it's already sized. But you can print this on other platforms. What was that one you used in the UK? It was really that.
Docs Direct.
Yeah, that was the one. I used that once. It's really, really easy to use because you don't need to have a separate cover like this. You can just have it in the document itself and have it as a PDF, and they'll print it. So it's not a platform for selling it, but it's a great platform if you want physical copies. So if you want to mail them to your participants as a bonus, or you're doing a live session, that works really well.
And there's Lulu as well. And I think there's another one, but the name escapes me. I don't like Lulu so much because I've used that in the past. And the great thing about it is Lulu does the spiral binding and Amazon doesn't. But when I've done it once or twice in the past, they've sent out ones that quality-wise I've not been happy with. The cover should have been red and it came out orange, and little things like that. And I suppose that they were at the end of their printing and they were running out of the colours, but that still shouldn't have been sent to my customer.
Right.
And, there's swings and roundabouts. I've sent things from Amazon and the paper's been really flimsy that I've just cried. So you have to find the place that you are happiest with when you do your print on demand.
Yep.
And if Lulu works brilliantly for you, stick with that. And if Amazon works brilliantly for you, stick with that. And if it's Docs Direct, stick with that. You don't have to chop and change just because we've said Amazon or we've said, oh, Lulu didn't work for me. It works differently for everybody.
And I just saw something that needs to be edited in here. No, it's just that in the instructions, it talks about Content Sparks VIP Live. So, and we just ended that. Sorry, guys, too late,
Yeah,
but we'll take that out. We'll come back with something similar, or no, better,
better.
better.
Mm.
Can always improve. The only other thing I think we want to show, well, no, there's one other thing. Let me just show there is sales copy in here too. So that'll get you started with selling your course, and there's placeholders for all of that. So this is a great starting point, and it's easy to customize because we tell you what to put in to customize it to you and your audience. You don't want to use one of those template sales page copy things where all the graphics and copy is the same as everyone else on the internet.
It's everybody who looks at it was, haven't I seen that before? And didn't so and so do this? And all of a sudden, everybody's questioning your authenticity and your authority and all of that.
Yeah. And it
And
doesn't resonate. If it's not you and it's not about your audience, it's not going to resonate and you're not going to make sales.
no,
So you have to customize it. The only other thing I was going to show was the bonus. How about that?
bonuses.
And that is social media images in Canva. Now, Canva is free still. I have a paid one, so I get more images and a few more features, but it is free. And you can just click on the link in the PDF to open up the template in Canva. Whoops, it's gone over to my other page. And you'll see that this is the template. You'll just click on Use Template. Okay, down at the bottom here, and it'll open it up, but you can see the images here and you can easily change out those pictures. So these are a great bonus for promoting your course, and just make sure you put your URL at the bottom. So I would click on Use Template. It's going to open up. I already have a Canva account, so that's obviously logged in, so it opened up immediately. If you don't have one, you'll just need to sign up for a free one. And then you'll see you can change these images really easily just by going to the elements and just typing in, say, you could see all photos if you want to do photos. And so this first one is about strengthening long-term learning. So you might want to go more, let's say, what would you call it? Obscure, abstract, and do something that's around strengthening. This one won't
She
work with it.
certainly looks like she's going to be quite strong when she grows up.
And then you just move the text, and this one had a filter on it, and then put your URL on the bottom, and you've got a new image all set up from the template.
Yep.
Yeah.
And remember to take out the Content Sparks logo. We love it when you advertise us, but we just think you'd do better if you added your own logo.
So all you do is delete that, highlight it and delete it, and then you can upload your own logo. You can see other stuff I have uploaded here, but you can, where can I put in? I don't know. I have logos because I have also a pro account. So I can add my own, I would just add my own logo in and move it there and resize it, and it's ready to go. So you would just do that with your own. Okay. And that is everything that I have for now. What about you, Sarah?
No, I'm good with that. I want to get on with it. You know what I'm like. I see it, I like it, I want to buy it, and I want to jump straight in and start customizing.
And the price, we're showing this now pre-sale, but the price will be $67, not $147. All right. So this just isn't showing the sale price right now based on doing this video. But if you go to this URL now, contentsparks.com/icebreak, you'll see that it's on sale for $67. So you're going to save 80 $80.
I thought I was the one doing the all adding up wrong. Now you've got it. It's infectious.
It's too early in the morning here. But so it'll be 67, and then it runs out on Wednesday. What is Wednesday? The 29th? No. Yes.
Just before Halloween.
No. Halloween's October.
Oh.
Yeah, we have plenty of time for that.
September. Gosh.
It's still September. I know, but time's flying. And this is something that online courses, live sessions, all of that stuff is still so incredibly popular and going to continue to be. And the icebreakers and wrap ups are essential, particularly with the online, for breaking that ice when people aren't in a room together. So don't think that this is just something for in-person training. This is particularly important for those online events, and get creative about using them for the self-study asynchronous learning ones too, where you have people doing different modules, and then in between you can get them kind of breaking the ice and wrapping up. Okay.
Yep.
And that's
Okay.
it for now. All right. We're going to sign off. Put your any comments, questions underneath this video. Tag either one of us. Sarah gets up earlier and stays up later than I do. For some reason, she doesn't need as much sleep.
Oh, I do
So
at the moment. I think October is when this ends.
oh, but you should also, if you have questions, send to support@contentsparks.com, because that's often the quickest way. So either tag one of us, tag Sarah for the most hours around the clock, and send to contentsparks.com, support@contentsparks.com. And look forward to it. Have fun with this one. This is definitely one you do want to practice on your own and have fun with. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye now.